There was a drama in the Senate yesterday when Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna collided with Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei at the floor of the House over issues affecting the country. The question on the floor was about the issue of Nairobi Hospital, the issue of NDC that is yet to happen on this Friday for ODM, and also the issue of President William Ruto forcing himself in other things. And that is how it went down at the floor of the Senate.
Speaker, the person who's supposed to be the patron of Kenyatta has run away from Kenyatta and is now using police to take over Nairobi Hospital. He's telling us he's a patron of a private hospital. I am asking myself very many questions, Honorable Speaker. How is it possible for a head of state, a national government, to take over a private facility?
We cannot allow Senator Sifuna every time he wakes up to attack the president for the convenience, since he is not here, Mr. Speaker. And I know the next reply, I saw Senator Orengo has run away. Governor Orengo is now following the president, Mr. Speaker. And we are aware members of Linda Mwananchi have been calling us day and night wants to move to government.
This country can never be about shiny things. You are building as a railway. It is ours anyway. It is our money. But you are arresting 80-year-old doctors to take over a private facility. Na yako imekushinda. The national referral hospitals, such as Kenyatta and Moi in Eldoret, Honorable Speaker, are in dire condition.
Mr. Speaker, is it in order also, if there are problems of oversight and running of governance of Kenyatta National Hospital and other public institutions, it is this House who does. It is not the president.
Do you know there were 2 police land cruisers which were sent to Narok town to disrupt a political rally by elected members of this House, including myself and Senator Ososi? As the bandits run around there, in those areas I've mentioned, Honorable Speaker, would you believe it that if you pass outside Dairy Restaurant, 2 Jews Restaurant on Ngong Road, there are 4 police land cruisers permanently stationed there for the past 1 week?
We'll deal with him. He should stop throwing snipers against the president, Mr. Speaker. And we will not allow him, Mr. Speaker, to allow that charade, Mr. Speaker. I know he wants to score political bonga points. I know on 27th Friday, Mr. Speaker, after the ODM and DC, the ODM will put its house in order and whip the deputy minority whip and give it to Senator Eddie Kisheru, Mr. Speaker.
I see them harassing my kid brother, Edwin Sifuna. Edwin Sifuna cannot even hurt a fly. He's very fluent in English, speaks very good Kiswahili, not to mention Kiluya. Let him do his thing. He is enjoying the freedom of choice, freedom of association, freedom of speech.
Is a big problem in this country and we need to address it. So some police, Speaker, yesterday there was a report that 4 people in a place called Ginda in Sako constituency of Marsabit were killed by bandits. Senator Ososi has told us that they are marauding gangs running around Vihiga, killing people, Honorable Speaker. We have had incidents, Honorable Speaker, of bodies being dumped in a mass grave in Kericho, and nobody can tell us what is going on in that particular instance. At the very same time, the minister responsible for Interior is telling us that he knows where every one of us sleeps and who we sleep with, that he has focused his surveillance on us in the political class, Honorable Speaker, that he can tell where Sifuna has slept and who we have slept with. But he cannot tell you, Honorable Speaker, he cannot tell you as a Minister for Interior how somebody can be able to sneak into a ward at KNH and...
Where Kakamega Senator, the bullfighter, Bony Khalwale, had to join the conversation. I will listen to what they say. You know, these are 2 factions who are fighting at the floor of the House. The first faction is allied to President William Ruto, that is UDA, and the Kenya Kwanza government, that is Samson Cherargei. And on the other side, we have Linda Mwananchi faction, that is Edwin Sifuna. And the biggest thing in this whole conversation was all about the issue of Nairobi, the issue of president involving himself in private affairs making it look like a public affair. From the onset, Nairobi Hospital is run on private entities and is only afforded by rich class. So the management that recently said that have lost millions of money, President William Ruto gave direction. But according to that direction, President William Ruto acts as a patron of the hospital. So a patron cannot issue a directive. It only issue guidelines. So and thus, that is what brought the conversation at the at the Senate. Further, Cherargei touched on a very sensitive issue that come 27th of March 2026, that is the ODM NDC. The party leader, who is Siaya Senator Oburu Oginga Odinga, will now officially remove Edwin Sifuna and the Linda Mwananchi faction out of ODM leadership and left them up to their own choice whether to be the members or to leave the party and start their own party. Thus, bringing another issue. And that issue flooded into the conversation. When Kakamega Senator Bony Khalwale joined the conversation, he further said, the government of the day has resort to intimidation and intimidating, undermining, and mishandling the Linda Mwananchi faction simply because they are not allied to the president and the Kenya Kwanza government, saying that the freedom of speech that we enjoy as a country are the fruits that was fought by our forefathers. He specifically mentioned the grandfather to Edwin Sifuna, who was a freedom fighter in this country, that saying Sifuna hata hawezi akaua inzi. Why should he be aroused into such magnitude? And the reality of the day is that the government, when they see you're a threat, they deploy their machineries, especially the police, EACC, NIS, those government machineries to intimidate you and scare your supporters away. You have seen Edwin Sifuna being tear gassed in several locations. You have seen a lot of things happening in this country, even when Raila was still alive. Remember how Raila was being mishandled during the 2023 protest in Nairobi, and previous to prior years, different presidents just doing the same thing that President William Ruto is currently doing to the likes of Edwin Sifuna.